All right, guys, victory Monday for the Bears, man. In a game that I had no idea that Tyson Bagent was going to pull off this victory, and especially by this huge of a margin, 30-12 was the final score, in a game that was just pretty much one-sided from the start, man. Tyson Bagent, man, give credits to the kid. Give him his flowers, his props, because this kid balled out. And yes, the numbers aren't super eye-popping, but man, as a game manager and just doing what he needed to do to win us the game, Tyson Bagent, in his first ever NFL start as a D2 undrafted free agent rookie, started this game in place of Fields on 1 week of practice with the starters, and came in and beat a Raiders team that isn't exactly a slouch team. Yes, I know that the Raiders are not, the Chiefs or, the Bills or anything crazy good like that, but they still had a top 10 defense. And if you don't believe me, actually, well, they weren't top 10, they were number 11, but borderline top 10 defense, and especially against the pass, they were ranked number 8 coming into this game against the Bears. And you had guys like Max Crosby and Tyree Wilson, first round rookie, on the defensive line, guys that could easily have destroyed our D line because, destroyed our offensive line because our own line hasn't been playing too amazing as of late. But man, Tyson Bagent came into this game and it was like he was going against a terrible team. Yes, I know that the other team did not have their starting quarterback in Jimmy G, but keep in mind, Jimmy G also leads the NFL in interceptions. And yes, they were starting Brian Hoyer, who is a journeyman, very old QB, 38 years old. Obviously, we know he's a terrible quarterback. And Aiden O'Connell obviously didn't do much better in place of him. But man, guys, look at what Tyson Bagent did to that defense. Like I said, number 8 ranked defense coming into this game. And I was almost certain that Tyson Bagent was going to struggle, that we were not going to come out with the victory, especially since how bad, our secondary is, that we were probably not going to come out with the victory. I believe I predicted a final score of 20-13 in favor of the Raiders. And instead, wow, man, just a complete flip. I was completely wrong, so I'll eat crow on that one. But man, Tyson Bagent in place of Justin Fields. Let me read you some stats real quick. So Bagent was 21 of 29 for 162 yards and 1 touchdown, and only took 1 sack. How many times have we seen Justin Fields get sacked in games where we're not even playing a guy like Max Crosby? Mind you, and I mentioned this in my last video, Max Crosby is the best defensive lineman that we have faced this season. I mean, obviously we have Chris Jones, but in terms of edge rusher, we were facing a guy who is by far the best edge rusher that we have faced all season long. And I think maybe the next best was probably Chase Young and Montez Sweat. And obviously that game was great, but man, Tyson Bagent against that D-line, and we were down on the offensive line too, came in and played very well. Didn't play absolutely amazing, but keep in mind, guys, this is his first ever NFL start as a undrafted free agent rookie. And I believe that out of all the QBs, the rookie QBs in this class that have started the game and finished, I believe Tyson Bagent is the first rookie to win his first NFL start, which is crazy. Bryce Young hasn't won a game. Richardson lost his first game against the Jags, and CJ Stroud, I believe, lost against, I forgot who he lost against, but he lost that game. I remember seeing that graphic for sure. But man, out of all the first round rookies, man, and I think even above the other guys too, he still won that game. Major credit to Tyson Bagent, and also shout out D'Onta Foreman, man. What have we been doing? This dude has been a healthy scratch for the past 4 weeks. Hasn't played since week 1. We've just been healthy scratch. Man, what have we been doing, man? This is exactly what we signed him here for. Look what he did in Carolina, putting up almost 1,000 yards right before the trade deadline, but right before CMC got traded. He didn't even start the full season, and he almost put up 1,000 yards for Carolina. Look what he did now, man. Let me read you some stats from him. 16 rushes for 89 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and then even added 3 catches for 31 yards and a receiving touchdown. So count them up, 3 touchdowns for D'Onta Foreman, having a career day for the Bears, and obviously very helpful in leading us to victory. And also shout out Darrington Evans, who we just signed, I believe, last week. Had 14 rushes for 48 yards, even ripped off a couple big yards. And actually should have had more yards, but they kept calling back some plays due to holdings and other penalties. But both D'Onta Foreman and Darrington Evans had a very solid day on the ground. And Tyson Bagent even added 3 rushes for 24 yards on his own. So he can still, run. Obviously, nothing as crazy as Justin Fields. But, going into that, guys, There's a lot that I want to say in this video, and I'm going to kind of split this into other videos because they're going to go off into other segments. And obviously, the big question here is that people want to start up. People want to bring up the conversation is Tyson Bagent better than Justin Fields? Keep in mind, guys, this is just one game. We can't go, making long-term decisions based off one game. And yes, Tyson Bagent played very well, and it looks like the system maybe fits him better. There are things that Tyson Bagent has shown already that he looks better than Fields at, getting the ball out quicker and reading the defense just a little bit better. But obviously, guys, this is just one game, and going against the Chargers. And I believe at the time of recording this video, Adam Schefter posted that Justin Fields is already listed as doubtful against the Chargers, man. So it looks that Tyson Bagent will be starting once again for the Bears against the Chargers next Sunday night. So on primetime, we'll see how Tyson Bagent does. And man, if he wins that game, I don't know, man. Those are other discussions. But as of right now, let's just pump the brakes here. Major props to this kid. I love how he plays. I love how confident he is, how calm he is. And for a guy who pretty much had no expectations coming into this league, he played amazing, man. I mean, he played his ass off, and he just played very solid football. So I love that from him. I love that our defense played amazing too. I mean, we only gave up 12 points, and we only had one sack, and it was, towards the late of the game, which was, I believe, Justin Jones. So the pressure was getting there. I was actually watching. The pressure was getting there. We just weren't able to come up with a sack, but it didn't matter because our secondary played great. And speaking of the secondary, pay Jalen Johnson. Guys, oh my goodness, 2 interceptions today. One against Davante Adams, which he took all the way to the house for a pick 6. That's his first ever pick 6, and I believe now he is at 3 career interceptions. So obviously not a guy who is a turnover machine like a Trayvon Diggs of sorts. But guys, he has been proven to be a very solid young corner in the league. Remember, he is only 24 years old. We don't get those kind of guys out in free agency or anywhere else. I believe that we need to pay this man. Obviously, we don't need to throw the entire Brinks truck at him, but man, he's done enough for the Bears to prove that he can stand his team for at least another 3-4 years. I would say maybe, I don't know, 3-year, $40 million deal. Who knows? I don't know what the market is for corners like him, since he's not obviously like a Patrick Surtain or Jalen Ramsey type player, but he is very solid, and he's a very tier 2/tier 3. I would say like a cornerback 2 in terms of just very solid player. And I think that game really showed that going against Davante Adams, he didn't allow too many yards, and obviously that's more on Davante Adams' quarterback just being absolutely terrible, both quarterbacks being terrible. So shout out Jalen Johnson, and also mentioning Cole Kmet too. Obviously did not have a single catch in this game. I'm not even sure he had a target in this game, but I'm looking right here. Zero targets this game, and he was more primarily used as a blocker. Now, does this mean that Cole Kmet is no longer good or anything? Absolutely not. I just don't think in this game that the scheme was made for him. I think that as games progress, we're going to keep involving him more into the pass game. I believe even next week against the Chargers, I think we're going to have more of Cole Kmet, which I hope so, because he's very good too. But yeah, guys, Tyson Bagent played absolutely amazing. I don't know how he's going to do against the Chargers, guys. We'll obviously go over that in another video. I don't want to go on a tangent here and start other conversations I don't want to start in this video specifically. But Tyson Bagent, man, played absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see what he'll do next week. Like I said, guys, I am a Bears fan, so I don't care who's under center. I want them to win, and I'm going to support them no matter what. So as of right now, it seems that Tyson Bagent is starting against the Chargers. Therefore, I am going to root for the kid. I still love Justin Fields. I still like him as a quarterback. I still hope that he succeeds too in his league, because obviously, he kind of gives us that better edge in terms of his talent and athleticism. But man, if Tyson Bagent's going to keep outplaying him, I'm going to stick with the guy that's better. As of right now, I don't know for sure, but only time will tell. So let's pump the brakes on calling who's better than who yet, because this is only Tyson Bagent's first NFL start. And even though he won in spectacular fashion, we still got to wait and see what he can do against the Chargers. And going into the Chargers real quick, I'm not going to go too much in depth, but they are the worst pass defense according to the numbers. They're literally ranked number 32, and I think it's by a decent margin too. So if Tyson Bagent can do it against the number 8 ranked pass defense, he can do it against the Chargers. Does he mean he's going to win? I don't know. I don't think so, but thank God for the victory. I'm just glad that, we won. And obviously I was very wrong on Tyson Bagent. So obviously, I'll eat crow on that, but I am happy for Tyson Bagent. I'm happy for the Chicago Bears. And now We are 2-5, and we could have been 3-4 if we would have won against that Broncos game. Man, it's just going to sting every single time now, considering how close we were and how we gave up a 28-7 lead. We should be 3-4 right now, and that seems much more of a manageable season than 2-5. But hey, it's still not over. So let me know what you guys think. Bear down, and I'm out.